Tough crowd, man.
Yeah. You got a water anywhere? Before we start, you need to sip on something, apparently.
You got a water. We good? Okay. All right, I'd like to welcome Xander Schauffele to the interview room here at the Dell Technologies Match Play Championship. Xander, I think making your 4th appearance here at the event. Just maybe some opening thoughts on return to Austin Country Club.
It's always good to be here. I love playing match play, and I really enjoy the city of Austin. Haven't had a lot of success, and always look forward to the opportunity to change that. So excited to be here.
Great. Let's take some questions. Everyone knows the drill by now. We'll start with Ben down here.
Not to put it on you from the start, mate, but the 3 times you have been here, I believe it's true you've had your fate in your own hands Friday and not been able to close that deal to get out of the group. Does that burn on you at all a little? Has it given you unfinished business to get something done here?
Thanks for the reminder. I actually wasn't aware of that, so thank you. So to answer that question, no, it has not been wearing on me because I didn't even know that. But, yeah, I think it's just match play. You kind of, your fate's always in your own hands. If you play better than the guy you're playing against, it doesn't matter if it's blowing 50. Thank you, Joe. You'll win. So just I've come in here in good form before. I've come in here in mediocre form, and I've gone against Sergio, I remember, and kind of ran into a buzzsaw there. I've also played bad golf, and someone played, I played worse, I guess, than someone else. So it's just it's a fun week and a fun format, and something, like I said, I always look forward to.
I think last year you had that weird scenario too where you had a tie and then had to keep going to get out of the group. So,
yeah, Scotty and I had we played a couple extra holes, and I think he ended up making a 15 or 20 footer on the 20th playoff hole, something like that. So I remember that. So yeah, looking forward to getting off to a better start.
You feel like you're in a good spot, and you obviously enjoy this format. I've seen you play well in it before in other areas.
Yeah, I do. You can really, you can tell, you can really get a read on an individual when they're when you play against them in match play. And I enjoy the competition. I do a match play thing with Patrick pretty much every week. I feel like he's a good person to get ready against. Yeah, just I've been playing some really good golf. Just haven't really put any, I guess, scoring or scores together or making enough putts, but I'm starting to, stats are stats, but I'm starting to, play some really solid golf. So I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Okay. We'll go to Brentley in the back.
What's your favorite game to play back home, like just on off weeks or on the golf course?
Anything for money. Doesn't really matter how much it is. Just, I think the exchange of cash amongst guy to guy just hurts more than anything else. And we, us competitors, hate to lose. And I guess handing someone or any of my buddies money sucks. So that's pretty much what I do at home. Match play typically, though.
Do you ever play like Wolf or like one club or anything like that? And the reason why I'm asking is, do you see any kind of room maybe in the fall or anywhere on the calendar to maybe do something like that, like a Skins or a Wolf or something that's even more different than just match play?
I don't know. I don't know if that's ever going to get a grip in terms of with world ranking points and something like that. I've played Wolf at home with my friends and shot 66, and I've lost money. So if that happened to a bunch of tour pros out here, I don't think they'd be very happy either. So Wolf is probably a game just for your buddies, and you have to make a handicap and make adjustments of that nature. But it's a fun game.
Okay, Shane.
Hey, Xander. You often hear people in match play, players say, well, don't even worry about the opponent. Just play your game and it'll take care of itself. I had spoken to you before about a moment at the President's Cup when you noticed that Adam Scott might be a little frustrated for reasons beyond the match, and you kind of found that a moment to take advantage of. So I wanted to ask you about essentially, how much are you looking at other players? How much are you noticing the psychology of your opponent and trying to pick out little moments where you might be able to gain an advantage?
You do it. I mean, it's mainly there's always opportunities and sort of swings in the span of 18 holes, even in 9 holes, where you can kind of feel momentum go your way. You know, you make a long putt, or or you make a birdie. Like I hits it to 2 feet or 6 feet, and you make a 30-footer or chip in, and then he ends up missing the 6-footer. You'd call it a big, emotional swing in a match, and you can kind of build off of that. But there's other moments too. You alluded to the Adam Scott situation there. A player that good is always going to go on a run, and you just need to take as much of an advantage as possible of that situation, and that's sort of what Austin and I talked about at that moment.
And then going beyond that, if somebody came to you and said, generically, I need 1 or 2 pieces of really good advice about match play, whether that's the psychology or anything like that, what would your answer to that be?
I mean, probably worry about yourself more than the other person for most of the day, and then always expect the other person to hole out or do something crazy, so you're never surprised.
Appreciate it.
Okay, Doug, and then Rex.
What do you consider your single greatest act of gamesmanship in match play?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've given my buddies at home a putt, I guess, that, you know what I mean? Like today I played against Patrick and I lost 2 down and I pressed on the last hole and I tried to make my 30-footer for birdie and I ran it like 5 feet past and he told me it was good. That was a very nice thing of him to do. And then he ended up missing his 15-footer for birdie, but he still won the day, but didn't really want to see me miss my 5-footer. I've done that with friends at home too, so you never really want to take money from your friends, but competition is always a good thing. Sorry? I mean, this is an office environment to me. We're not back at home playing with friends. This is more of a I do this for a living.
Rex. And then
Kind of a similar question. When you play Patrick at home, do you talk trash to him, and more to the point, does he talk trash back to you?
We live in different states, so we don't really play a whole lot at home. We just get our rounds in during tournament weeks, but I guess him and I are the epitome of sort of let your clubs talk. There's nothing we really say. We talk about other things other than like far away from golf when we play, and then kind of play against each other golf-wise. So it's very competitive, and I've lost like the last couple times, so I'm a little bit sour about it.
Okay, Matt in the front row. We got Matt right here.
When you're in an environment like this, or when you're back home in a match with your buddies, what particular shot gives you the most angst? Is it a putt? Is it a difficult short game shot? Where do you feel the most pressure?
It's kind of every shot means so much that it kind of it all kind of blends together, in all honesty. I mean, I think if you have a putt to continue a match or a putt to win the match, I would imagine if you're wearing a heart monitor, your heart rate would have to go up a little bit in that moment, unless you're just dead inside. But when I play golf and try to execute shots, I try and just not worry about the outcome and do my best in that moment. So with that being said, it kind of all blends together.
Okay, we'll go Kirk and then Doug.
Is there a lot of trash talking in golf?
I don't know. I think any trash talking that would go on that the mics would pick up, we'd probably get fined for, so no one really hears it or knows about it. But
Be great for ratings, though, right?
that's a discussion you'd have to have with the tour.
And who's the best you've ever encountered?
I don't know what really makes someone a good trash. I guess it's more so like who's the easiest person to pick on. You know what I mean? It's more in that nature. I don't know if anyone's really good at trash talking, but we all play golf, and it's a gentleman's game, and we try our best to be as gentleman as possible. But if there's low hanging fruit, I think in any sport, someone's going to go after it.
Do you ever find yourself playing this tournament like it's stroke play, or are you always conscious that it's match play?
It's match play. Yeah, it doesn't really feel. I've never been here and felt sort of a stroke play mentality. You really don't look at anything except the person you're playing against and yourself.
Yeah. And the wind, you're concerned with the wind here
It really doesn't matter. I mean, that's the beauty of match play. I mean, you can get a gust that your opponent didn't get, but over the span of a day, your opponent's probably going to get a gust that you didn't get, or vice versa. So, match play is a beautiful thing. It's as fair as it gets, and all you got to do is be better than the guy you're playing against.
Okay. Doug?
A couple of things, Aaron. A number of guys, or a couple of guys anyway, are skipping this week. Not terribly unusual over the years, but do you think it'd be more a case of the format, just given match play, maybe not getting any flow in your game that you normally would, or just the spot on the schedule as it's coming off the players getting into the Masters?
Probably a scheduling thing more than anything else. I'd say who's not playing. I know Cam
Rory,
won the play.
Cam, Sam Burns.
Yeah, so
Phil.
you have
Stop at the third. Sorry, go ahead.
Who'd you say?
Nothing.
Oh, I can't get in trouble. I guess you can, but I didn't hear what you said. Yeah, so the likes of those, all those guys have played here before, and I'm sure I know they all love playing match play. So it's just a matter of scheduling. Sam just repeated last week. Cam won the players. Rory's gearing up for a very important major. So I think it's just a scheduling thing.
Two other things. What did you take out of last week? Because it was a very quiet. You were always there, and it's like no one was paying attention to you, and you made a nice run. Did that feed into your belief that things are coming together?
Just the creepy guy in the back of the room. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt last week. Just never really stepped into the spotlight. Yeah, it was my first time playing there. I hit it great. It's been really promising, starting to hit some shots that I haven't been able to hit in a while or ever. And just didn't really putt very well. The grain grows opposite of the slope. It's overseed. It would have probably helped to get a few more rounds in, which was impossible to do with the players the week before. So, missing a cut, usually you do that on Friday, not on Sunday. So would have been nice to have a couple more days in Tampa to get used to those greens. But like I said, I'm striking it beautifully and looking forward to playing some more golf.
And then lastly, again, given the nature of the event, what can you get out of this week that kind of gets you headed in the right direction for the first major of the year? Just
playing. I feel like I'm at the state where I just need to keep playing and giving myself opportunities, which is entering tournaments. And I alluded to earlier, I really, each shot is its own shot, and I try and do my best at that thing and then move on. So the more golf I can play, the better I'll be at, or better position I'll be in.
Okay. Any more questions? All right, Xander, thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck.
Thanks.